really some of the different types of meals that Jesus had throughout the scripture. When you really look, I mean, it's a fascinating study to be able to look to see the places in scripture where Jesus broke bread and who he broke bread with. You know, when I worked at summer camp as a teenager, we would have a women's camp, and our Camp Allegheny that's just in Elwood City, and you know, young and dumb teenagers kind of thing that, you know, the ladies would line up for meals like a half an hour before the meal time. And, you know, dumb young teenagers, we make kind of poke fun at them and stuff. You know, what are they doing? It's, you know, there's still such a long time to wait. And over the years, God has revealed to me the sacredness of what it means to sit down at a table with a meal and have a meal with people. The sacredness of that, the value of that meal eaten with family and friends, but also a stranger. And so this morning, we're going to see what takes place at the table with Jesus. So the first thing I want us to take a look at is that portion of Scripture in John chapter 21. And this is a portion of Scripture that every Easter Sunday, we at the Salvation Army, we do a breakfast with the Savior. And so we break bread together on Easter morning. And this is the passage of Scripture. I always read this and I tell our folks, do not let the familiarity of the Scripture lose its deeper meaning. And so I want us to take a look at that passage in John chapter 21. And we're going to look at a couple of different passages. So if you have your Bibles, you're going to be flipping around with me this morning, okay? So John chapter 21, verses 9 to 14. This is just such a beautiful passage of Scripture. And 9:14, so the disciples, they're out, this is after Jesus' resurrection, and they're out fishing, right? And so that's where we pick up the scripture here in verse 9. When they landed, they saw a fire of burning coals there with fish on it and some bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish you have just caught." Simon Peter climbed aboard and dragged the net ashore. It was full of large fish, 153, but even with so many, the net was not torn. And Jesus said to them, "Come, have breakfast." Jesus makes breakfast for the disciples. He is making them a meal and saying, "Come, join me, have breakfast." And we know as all of this unfolds that there is a restoration of relationship with Peter that takes place at the breakfast table. That Jesus has this very intimate personal relationship, this conversation with Peter and telling him, "Feed my sheep, feed them," right? So this meal of fellowship and friendship, those are sacred moments for us as believers to sit down. And I know that last week the church had their Thanksgiving potluck, right? We had ours last week too. And, you know, just there's something meaningful about that, to be able to sit with fellow believers and break bread together. There's something very sacred about that, to break bread with each other. Well, Jesus just didn't break bread with the disciples. He also broke bread with sinners. And so we're going to hop over to Mark chapter 2. And Mark chapter 2, we have the meal at Levi's house or Matthew's house, depending upon the translation that we look at. And so Mark chapter 2, verses 13 to 17 says this. Once again, Jesus went out beside the lake. A large crowd came to him, and he began to teach them. As he walked along, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax collector's booth. "Follow me," Jesus told him, and Levi got up and followed him. While Jesus was having dinner at Levi's house, many tax collectors and sinners were eating with him and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. When the teachers of the law, who were Pharisees, saw him eating with the sinners, the tax collectors, they asked his disciples, "Why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners?" Jesus broke bread with sinners, that he dines with the tax collectors, and he declares, I came to call sinners. I came to call them. So it's a call of grace and mercy and mission to be able to sit and break bread with those that don't believe. We have a world that is crying out for Jesus, and they don't know that it's Jesus that they need. And when we have those opportunities to be able to eat and sit, there's something about that that's sacred as well. To be able to have conversation about faith, about mission, about all of that and what we believe as followers of Jesus when we're sitting down with a meal with someone who we might not necessarily break bread with at any other time. And those opportunities get to happen many times if we're out doing mission and serving and feeding people. The Salvation Army has always been about soup, soap, and salvation. That's been a part of what our identity as a Salvation Army, to be able to feed people. And so I have the privilege of being able to do that in many different capacities. And sometimes on our canteen with the emergency disaster services, or through meal centers that we have, through our senior program that we have on Fridays, to be able to sit and break bread, not necessarily with people who believe like I believe. It's people who need Jesus, and those are sacred moments as well. And then we have that Jesus would sit down and break bread with the religious leaders. Now those were always seemed very confrontational, right? When we look at those. So we're going to take a look at one of those, because the debate is happening in Luke chapter 11, where Jesus is breaking bread at a Pharisee's house. So Luke chapter 11, verses 37 to 54. When Jesus had finished speaking, a Pharisee invited him to eat with him. So he went in and reclined at the table, but the Pharisee, noticing that Jesus did not first wash before the meal, was surprised. Then the Lord said to him, Now then, you Pharisees clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside you are full of greed and wickedness. You foolish people, did not the one who made the outside make the inside also? But give what is inside the dish to the poor, and everything will be clean for you. Now, I will tell you that to read the passage of the scripture where Jesus is sitting and dining with Pharisees is one that's always confrontational, for one. But in this, there's something also sacred about it, in that Jesus is holding the religious leaders accountable. There's accountability happening here, and that Jesus has that ability to be able to sit down with them and really get to the heart of the issue. That they were looking at the wrong things, and he's holding them to account. And again, there's something very sacred about this moment at breaking bread at the table, even when it's difficult conversations, even when it's about holding each other accountable. And that's one of the challenges that we have as a church that we often don't do well, is that of accountability. And when we can sit down with a meal, oftentimes, it is about the fellowship that we have, the love that we want to share with one another, and breaking that bread. But it's also a time where we can get to the heart of the issues and have some real deep conversation about heart issues. And that Jesus does that in this case, where he is holding them to account. And it is the integrity of the heart that he wants them to see. And so Jesus brings that out in that mealtime with them. And as believers, as those who follow Jesus, how do we do that then for each other? That sometimes we have to give each other the hard word, whether we want to hear it or not. But in that, there is a sacredness, once again, a sacredness of breaking that bread together and having that difficult conversation and say, hey, brother, hey, sister, you know what? I'm not sure that this is a good thing for you, for your family. You know, that's how we are able to support and encourage one another in those times. Now, the other times that we see Jesus in action is where it's the meals of provision. It's the miraculous things that happen, right? When we look at the scripture of the feeding of the 5,000, and I'm going to, if you remember, I spoke about this when I was here last time, about the feeding of the 5,000. Did you ever find out the little boy's name? No, right? But in this, that Jesus is offering meals of provision in quite a miraculous way. So we look at Luke chapter 9. So we'll jump over a couple of chapters here just to take a quick look at this portion of Scripture. Luke 9, 10 to 17. And in this, when the apostles returned, they reported to Jesus what they had done. Then he took them with him, and they withdrew by themselves to a town called Bethsaida. But the crowds learned about it and followed him. He welcomed them and spoke to them about the kingdom of God and healed those who needed healing. Late in the afternoon, the 12 came to him and said, send the crowd away so they can go to the surrounding villages and countryside and find food and lodging, because we are in a remote place here. And he replied, you give them something to eat. So Jesus is saying, you find the solution to this. The answer, we have only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Unless we go and buy food for all the crowd, about 5,000 men were there. But he said to his disciples, have them sit down in groups of about 50 each. The disciples did so, and everybody sat down, taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he gave thanks and broke them. Then he gave them to the disciples to set before the people. They all ate and were satisfied, and the disciples picked up 12 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. So this meal of provision, that Jesus demonstrates such divine compassion and authority through feeding others, that this multiplying of the bread and fish for a hungry crowd shows God's abundance and his care for his people. And we as a church have an opportunity to be able to do that, right? And as I said, you know, for the Salvation Army, we have such an incredible privilege that this week that we'll prepare over 600 meals to be delivered to seniors who can't get out. Some of them, they don't have family, that the person that delivers that meal to their home might be the only contact they have on Thanksgiving Day. And so, I'll put a plug out. If there's anybody on Thanksgiving morning, after you get your turkey in the oven and you want to come out and deliver meals on Thanksgiving morning, be there at 9 at the Salvation Army, and we deliver between 10 and noon, and then you're able to still have Thanksgiving at home with your families. But this is an amazing thing that we get to do as a church, to be able to be God's hands and feet and to provide that for others. And you know, with all that's happened in our country, with the government shutdown and even Pennsylvania not passing a budget just until recently, that there are a lot of people who needed food. And so we get to be that as the church, to demonstrate that divine compassion in doing that. So there is something very sacred about that as well, to be able to be the hands and feet of Jesus in providing that. And the portion of Scripture, the last meal I want us to take a look at that Jesus had, was that portion of Scripture in Luke chapter 24 that was read for us already this morning. That on the Emmaus Road, that the meal revealed Jesus' identity and his mission, pointing to the salvation and the communion with God. It wasn't until the bread was broken that those disciples' eyes could see that it was Jesus, right? They had this ongoing dialogue, and yet it was in the recognition of the breaking bread that the revelation and the presence of the risen Christ was revealed to those disciples. What an amazing sacredness in that the sacredness of breaking bread together. Reverend Samuel Shoemaker, he was an Episcopalian priest in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. He said this, and I really kind of sum up all of this in this, that common meal, there is a sacredness there. And this is what he said: if Christ is not Lord of your dinner table, he will not be Lord of the communion table. For Jesus, in the everyday, in the sacredness of the everyday, the sacredness of the breaking of the bread, and that those times where we are able to do our communion, take communion, that those are sacred then moments that provide an even deeper meaning for us. Because in the everyday, we recognize the sacredness of the breaking of the bread at a very simple meal. So this Thanksgiving, as you break bread with your family around the table, if you were thinking, I wonder if I should invite that neighbor, invite them. I wonder if, just do it. And allow God to direct you, those prompts of the Holy Spirit that say, well, maybe I should, and you just kind of second guess it. Just do it. Because you never know what kind of conversation you might have at the dinner table with someone who just might need to hear the love of Jesus this Thanksgiving. Let's pray. Lord, we come before you and we give you thanks because you are the God of the simple things. You are the God of the everyday, that you are with us in the everyday. And so, Lord, thank you for the evidence that we see in the scripture that in the simple act of sitting down and breaking bread together can be sacred moments. And so, Lord, I just pray that we allow you to be God of the dinner table, that we allow you to have those moments. And so, Lord, we give you thanks because of the goodness that you give to us and that we can share the blessing with others. So, Father, I pray that this Thanksgiving, that we will celebrate all of your goodness, that, yes, Thanksgiving will be on our lips, all that we can be thankful for, but the sacredness of the meal becomes certainly evident in our homes this Thanksgiving. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.